The Ugly Duckling. It was spring, and Mummy Duck was by the pond, sitting on her eggs. One egg after another cracked open. Quack, quack, quack! Little ducklings tumbled out. At last, there was just one large egg that remained unhatched. Mummy Duck was wondering why the big egg hadn't hatched, when suddenly it cracked open. The little one popped out. It was very large and very ugly. Auntie Duck, who was visiting Mommy Duck, looked at the big hatchling and said, "Why does this one look so different from the others? He's so ugly." All the other ducklings started laughing at him too. They all thought he was terribly ugly and began calling him Ugly Duckling. Mummy Duck said to Ugly Duckling, "Nobody likes you here. Why don't you go and find somewhere else to live?" Sadly, Ugly Duckling waddled away from home. He went down to the pond, where he met some wild ducks. They laughed at him too, and said he was the ugliest duckling they had ever seen. Bang, bang! 2 shots suddenly rang out, and the wild ducks immediately flew away, leaving Ugly Duckling alone. He felt very scared and lonely. All of a sudden, a hound appeared. He looked at Ugly Duckling scornfully and walked away. Ugly Duckling wandered around aimlessly until finally he came to a farmhouse where a kind-hearted old lady took him in. The old lady had a rooster and a cat. They didn't like Ugly Duckling either and often bullied him. Sometimes they even spoke ill of him to the old lady. The old lady believed what the cat and the rooster said, and she told Ugly Duckling to leave her farmhouse. Autumn came and all the leaves turned yellow. Poor Ugly Duckling wandered around helplessly in the fields, feeling very sad. Just then, some beautiful swans flew over, heading south. Ugly Duckling was very envious and thought to himself, "How I wish I were a beautiful swan." Soon, winter came and snowflakes fluttered like feathers in the air. Ugly Duckling walked across the white snow, his heart filled with despair. Freezing cold and hungry, poor Ugly Duckling collapsed on the snow. Fortunately, a passing hunter found him. The kind-hearted hunter carried Ugly Duckling home and put him near the warm stove. Very soon, Ugly Duckling woke up and began to feel much better. Another spring came, and Ugly Duckling grew up. He said goodbye to the kindly hunter and his family. and once again set off on his journey. Ugly Duckling walked to the pond, where he passed two beautiful swans. Surprisingly, they called out after him, "What a beautiful bird you are!" Just then, Ugly Duckling saw his own reflection in the water and was astonished to find that he had turned into a beautiful white swan. Ugly Duckling, who was now a magnificent swan, excitedly swam towards his new swan friends. Some ducks at the bank said, "What a beautiful swan he is!" Ugly Duckling was overjoyed to hear that. Ugly Duckling, together with his new companions, flew high into the clear blue sky. Finally, he had become a real swan.